Hi there, it's Kathy Hamrick with Country Road Stampers today. It's been a while since I've done a video, but finally got this new tablet to working, and I want to show you something really cool I discovered this week using one of our new embossing folders. This is Celebrations Duo. It comes with two Happy and Celebrate embossing folders that look like so. Here's the Happy. And here's the Celebrate. So they just make a nice little addition to a card. They don't cover the entire card, but you could also use it as your entire card focus if you wanted to. So what it does is when you run that through the embossing folder, you get rather a debossed look on this side. It's raised on the back side, which is usually the opposite of what we do. We usually have the raised side for the front side, especially when it's writing, so it shows up more. So then when you stamp over this, the ink stays out of the inside and it just comes on the outside edges more or less. But if you are real careful about how you do this, you can make two at the same time, only this one is just flat. There's no embossing to it, so it's as if you had a second stamp using it. So I want to show you how I did that technique today. So I'm going to start with the coordinating set of Happy Celebrations, and that's from the Occasions catalog. On the first card I showed you, I used this little piece right here, but for today's card, I'm using this bigger piece simply because it will be easier for you to see as I do that, making it a little more understandable for what I'm doing. And I'm going to start with two pretty bright colors to show up so the design will show up really well for you. So I'm using Island Indigo and Cucumber Crush. So I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to do that off the side so I don't shake the table so much. And then I'm just going to stamp right down. I'll cover up the C and the E, and you want to make sure all your ink transfers. You can usually kind of watch when you do this. Lift it, and then if you can see, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see that there's a C and an E that's on there. So now I'm going to flip to a clean piece of cardstock, and I'm going to stamp that ink right on here, which gives me the C and the E. So I've done one right here, and then I've taken the extra one on that scrap piece. So I'm going to clean off my stamp, and I'm going to switch to the Cucumber Crush. And again, I'm going to do that off the side here so I won't shake the table as much. So get a little off the edge. Oh dear, we just stamped the table. I don't think that'll work well. So now we're going to do right over the L and the E, and this is a little trickier to do with all the light, but I think it'll work okay. So again, can you see that now? There's an L and an E, so it makes it really quite easy to match up, and I was busy talking. I didn't make sure I got all that covered. So I might have to stick my head in the way here. I just matched that right up. Push down good and hard on that so that ink transfers. And now I've got Silly or whatever you want to call it. Then let's switch again. So we're going to go back to the Island Indigo. Just make sure you clean them each time between the two things. And like I said, make sure when you're looking, I'll try not to talk as much this time and make sure what I'm doing. So I'm going right over the B and the R, and I'm going to push, and I can literally see all that ink transfer. So now I've got B and R, and again, you can see that. And so I'm just going to match that up again. And this one's a little harder. There we go. So now I've got the BR. So we're getting close to the end. So I use Island Indigo, so I'm going to go back to Cucumber Crush again. Then here we go. Straight down. Got those two done. Let's match this up again. And then I've got one more letter that I can add. That will catch the E on the end, and that will be with Island Indigo again. So we set that aside. Stamp our E, make sure all that ink transfers. So there's all that one done. And then I just need to match this up. And now I didn't do as good a job on that because I lifted it too quick. But you can see, here's your regular Celebrate, just like I did this one earlier. So this is the edges where the ink did not stick. And then I took the leftover just like I did with this one, and filled it in to make a second stamped image. Just like I said, make sure whether you're doing the first one with the embossed piece or whether you're doing the second one, that you watch that all the ink transfers. You can literally watch on your clear block when you push down, and you'll see that ink will transfer right to the paper. So make sure you watch that. So just kind of something cool, and it does work with the happy. I did the happy. Here's the one where I embossed the paper and it's stamped over. It does, because there's a raised piece on the inside too, so it gets that inked. And then here's your second piece where you transfer with the stamp. But make sure you don't forget, because the natural instinct is to clean that block before you go to the next piece. And that's what I did between the P and the Y. So I had to go back and try to match up the P, which was a little tricky. But just pay attention when you're doing that you don't wipe the ink off, because then you're going to be kind of stuck once you do that. Okay, give that a try. It's really a cool technique. Hope you try it and have some fun with it. Thanks for watching. Bye now.